They say teachers don't make money. But what if I told you about a teacher who quietly retired, a millionaire? Sounds crazy, right? Stay with me till the end of the story, and you'll see how an ordinary man with nothing more than discipline and patience achieved what most people only dream of. Mr. Johnson, you must be rich. You've been teaching forever, a student asked one morning. The class burst out laughing. Mr. Johnson smiled gently. He adjusted his glasses. Rich? On a teacher's salary? Not quite, he said. The laughter grew louder. To the students, it was just a funny moment. But for Mr. Johnson, the truth behind those words was something no one really understood. You see, Mr. Johnson was ordinary in every way. He lived in a modest two-bedroom house on a quiet street. His car, a rusty old sedan, that groaned whenever he started it. Vacations, rarely more than a weekend at home, with books and a pot of coffee. He never dressed flashy, never bought the latest gadgets. Most people assumed he was barely scraping by, but Mr. Johnson carried a secret. In his early 20s, he made a decision that would shape his entire life. He started saving and investing in index funds. Every paycheck, no matter how small, he set a portion aside. While others spent their money on shoes and gadgets, Johnson quietly bought his future. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't exciting, but it was steady. One colleague noticed one day at lunch, Johnson, why are you always packing that same old lunch? Don't you ever treat yourself? Mr. Johnson smiled. I am treating myself. Just not today. They laughed at him. They thought he was cheap, but Johnson wasn't being cheap. He was being strategic. At first, his investments looked like nothing. A few $100s after the first year, a few thousand after several years. One evening, staring at his account balance, he sighed. Is this even worth it? I could have bought a new car by now, but he didn't stop. What Johnson didn't realize was that compounding works in silence. It grows slowly, invisibly, until suddenly, it doesn't. 10 years later, he checked his account. He froze. 6 figures. Already, he whispered. He hadn't won the lottery. He hadn't gotten a raise. He had simply stayed consistent. He kept going, year after year, living simply, investing faithfully, letting time and discipline do the heavy lifting. By his late 30s, he was wealthier than most of his peers. By his early 40s, he had built a portfolio so large, he could finally retire. Yes, retire in his 40s. And when that day came, Mr. Johnson finally allowed himself something different. He bought a proper house, one that truly fit the life he had built. He drove a new car, not flashy, but comfortable and reliable. He invested in small businesses, properties, and ventures that kept multiplying his wealth. The man who once packed the same lunch every day now had choices. The man who once seemed cheap was now free. When his students found out, they were stunned. Wait, Mr. Johnson? A millionaire? No way. One former student, now an adult, finally asked him, Mr. Johnson, how did you do it? You were just a teacher. Mr. Johnson chuckled, the same way he always did, and said, discipline, patience, and something most people ignore, compound interest. Here's the truth. You don't need to be born rich. You don't need a lottery ticket. You don't even need a 6-figure salary. What you need is consistency. You need time. And you need the courage to start, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Because wealth doesn't always come from earning more. Sometimes it comes from spending less, saving consistently, and letting your money quietly work for you. And so, the world never knew Mr. Johnson as a celebrity, or a CEO, or a genius. But in his quiet way, he proved something powerful, that even an ordinary teacher can retire early, a millionaire. And if he could do it, what's stopping you? If this story spoke to you, even just a little, take a second to like this video. And if you believe in growth, in freedom, and in building something greater for yourself, subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because this journey is just getting started. And one more thing, share this video with someone who needs a reminder that it's never too late to change their story.